welcome everyone. This is Mike Hamilton from Trade the Easy Way, and we are going to start to look at the dollar. And so one of the reasons why this is kicked up is because this is a weekly chart. Alright, let me quickly get that on a daily. Is because the new Fed chair was announced. Well, I think it's the main candidate. I'm not sure if it's definitely going to be him. Anyway, the dollar picked up. I think the guy who's been selected made comments such that he would get settled in first before he would review interest rates, and not to assume that rates would drop anytime soon. So that's brought some life back in the dollar. It's a 3-touch. You know what, this is my absolute favourite setup. It's very successful setup. Doesn't always work, it's like them all. But that 3 touches, so since we've been down here from July last year, September, and this recent dip, quite often breached them. So it got breached on Tuesday 27th, held, and then here we are popping right back to reconnect with the 50-day average. So it looks as if we can see 98. Question is, are we going to see 98 and just roll over, or is this now short to medium term trend in the dollar? So so as long as 95, 96 holds in the short term, I think we can recover possibly right up the way to parity and beyond if that really gets a leg. But the most realistic situation is for that to ping up to 98 and then potentially roll over and go and see 95. But in the meantime, anyway, that, as you've already discovered, is what's tipped over the gold. Gold, interestingly, they're all coming back to key pivots. Gold has come back to October 25 highs and bounced. I would expect it. I'm expecting a deeper retracement to at least 42.50, if not a full 4,000. I don't think this is over yet. These are 50 and 200-day averages here. I still think we got some lower numbers to come yet before that, if that is going to settle down. So what I'm looking for is a 3-wave retracement. Let me just get the pen on this. Right, so I'm looking for this to, so we've had these lovely bounces, kept coming up 50-day average, all the dips got bought, and we did a massive, this is very common, big explosive impulsive move, driven by a very high volume, and then they just dropped it, just rushed for the door, and then we saw this very short, sharp move to the downside. So I think any moves back around that possibly 5,000 mark, we'll see that tumble before this recovers. So if I clean that up a second, obviously this impacts miners, so that's why it's worth spending a little bit of time on it. So I would expect, I mean, this might, well, we might just hover around here for a while. We might just dip underneath it and then close above it at some time soon in the coming weeks, and then push back up and retest that 5,500. That's the bullish scenario. Bearish scenario, we stay underneath, open and close underneath this area here, and then start to retrace much further into that run. Let me just move this tool. That's it, that's better. Okay, so dollar strong, gold coming off, wheat has had a little bit of a run. We've got, in fact, I think we have wheat reports today, crop reports today. So 55.5 bucks is obviously an area of resistance. If we can come down to 5.25 and hold, then we might do something. Otherwise, we're going to see 5 again at this rate. Anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. And right, let's have a look at let's have a quick look at the Dow and the FTSE. Dow. So what the Dow's actually done here is it's come off the first day high. So was that the Friday the 2nd of January. Friday 2nd of January we stopped at just around the 48,400, and that's what we've seen today. So it's a retracement right into that January 2 number, and so assuming that I would expect to see 48,800 and a retest of this high. If we can hold this 49.7, we're going to find 50,000 plus on that one. So that's the most obvious move. Otherwise, for any reason we start dropping underneath 48,000, then this is going to roll over. FTSE has been very resilient as well, as you'd expect. Yeah, FTSE slammed into some support this morning from 25th of Jan, and that's shot up. So showed great strength. So now any pullback to 10,200 is a buy, with a stop under 10,100 to see if that can go and find 10.5 plus. Who knows? Maybe even 11. Right. So okay. So we've got strength in the indices. We've got strength in the dollar. I think the market's just breathing a sigh of relief in the dollar. And of course with geopolitics like Iran. And let's look at my nemesis, my most recent nemesis, and that is RELX. Now if you look at this bar here, it's showing a decent amount of volume in here, and I don't know why, because intraday it's not showing any volume. So I don't understand why that is showing a spike. I need to look at another chart package of mine and double check that. But it's a pretty pathetic bar today anyway. So you know what? If this doesn't start to pick up soon, doesn't get a decent higher close soon, I think we're coming down to 20. I think we're going to sink under 25 and come to see 23, which will take us all the way back down to July 23 lows. Yeah, that serves me right. In hindsight, what I wish I'd done is actually jump ship on around about 21st, 22nd, because we were failing here. Selling volume was showing lack of support, so we're coming down on volume, to cut a long story short. So I'm still very concerned about this stock. There's nothing to show that this can reverse at this stage. Let me think. We are ex-divvy in May. We've got results in I think it's about the 14th, I think. So we're getting, they pulled it in the run up to results. So jury's out. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's look now at, let me get my list, hang on. Well, we've got to look at SSP, because you mentioned that. As you said, SSP's just gone ex-divvy as well, I think. This looks good. This is a decent close today. So I was looking for this to go and see 175. I'm just going to give this a little bit longer, but at the moment this looks as if this is perking right up and could go back. So ultimately I think it's going to see 225, 250. If that can get, well, 225 is going to be a little extended. This is a slow grinding value stock, not a great growth stock, being in the snacks industry, dominating airports. So it's got 25% of a multi-billion-dollar industry. So it's a good value stock to tuck away if it's got the volume improving itself. So we've had a three-way move up to there. We've had a very short five-way move back to this 178, and now we're attempting to come up. So if we can hold here and close above this should ping up and do that. If that bull plan works out, any close above 175, watch out. Might do a deeper retracement back into 150, but it is looking good. And the other one on my list to look at is of course Rio and Glencore. Sweet move. I was looking for a deeper retracement into 63. It's not done it. So today we're coming to 65 and got around there at 68. Right, okay. Is that SSP's got the share? Right. Yeah, Hercules and Morgan Sindel. Okay, I haven't looked at Morgan Sindel for a while. Right, but it looks good. Any pullbacks, if we do go under 65 and it holds, that will get me in. But otherwise, you're having to chase this, and I just don't chase markets. Have a quick look at Glencore and them all. Oh, I've spelt it wrong. Okay, well that's a decent. If you want to get into this, that move into 470 is a better place to get in. If that starts to move, then we're going to see 570 and possibly 650. It's very extended. I just hate buying high. Right, just going to check my. I'm just going to go back over one you mentioned last week. Pulling back. I would love to see Camel at 190 at CAML. I'd love to see that drop right back into that 190. I'm just going to come to your one in a minute. I meant to look this one up and I haven't, so I'm going to do it now. Ooh, that's interesting. That's getting interesting. This is Playtech. It's a bit of a wild one, isn't it? I need to do some more research on that. That's too wild. I have to leave that. Right, one more for me, and then we'll look at your two. Avon, of course. Yeah, I must look at Avon. I was doing some fundamentals on this, and this is I need to be a little cautious on this one, but it does appear to be, yeah, so we're right. You know what, I need to be more, after my nemesis with Rexall, I need to be a little bit more cautious and wait for more confirmation. So I want that to close above 260 at least on TPI cap before I get involved in that, but otherwise I think that can go up right up to £3 plus, so I'm going to keep that one in the back pocket. Again, as before I forget, slight distraction, we are in a very busy US earnings period, And we've got Palantir after the close today, and there's a whole host of stocks. In fact, I've got a list of them right on the screen in a minute. I might just go and find that in a minute. Very little in the UK in the way of earnings at the moment. We had Lloyds Bank last Thursday. I'm guessing the other banks are going to give results any minute soon. Right, let's go and look at Avon. Yeah, keep these ideas coming. That's great. Yeah, you see another lower close today. This is got the look of a Rexall at the moment. It has a good sweeping move, starts to lose its footing, and now we look as if we're coming into 1640. I think we could find our way back to 15 at this rate. It's a little bit of a pricey stock, but it is nonetheless a good stock. So at the moment I'm not touching it. It's coming down on volume, so we've got bearish confirmation at the moment. The price earnings is a little bit on the pricey side, so I'm just going to see if we dip into 1640 and hold on volume, or are we going to come all the way back to 15? If you've got different views, yeah, I'd love to hear them, because it'd be good to put that in the mix. Right, I want to look at your PAG. I forgot, that's PAG, I recognise that symbol. Paragon Banking. Interesting stock. The first thing that springs to or catches my eye is the volume that is healthy. We've got a lot of resistance up there just ahead of us. Personally, I would love to see 850. What's your view? It's holding this 875 very well. The volume's improving, so it is. I can see why you're looking at it. I'm guessing you've checked some stories and fundamental on it anyway. Bought for dividend, right? Oh, it's a good dividend earner, right? Okay. Well, it's looking healthy. Potential bull flag. If we can get above 9, then I would expect 975 and 10 plus. God, that was a huge amount of support down there in early December, down there at 775. While we're looking at this, let's look at another couple of banks as well. Let's look at Close Brothers. Can't type today. I can't type any day. Yeah, so Close Brothers has been on a really good run. It's hit the buffers again. No, I'm steering clear of that for now. So we've talked about Avon. We've not looked at Shaw yet. Let's have a look at Shaw. Ooh, yes, I'm looking Shaw. I think you've pointed this one out before, haven't you? Because I've marked it up. Yeah, you talked about this last week, must have been. So we keep holding 460. Yeah, this is 460 is a good place to get in. We're only 477, so any dip into 450, 465 would get me interested on that. I need to do a bit of just take a quick look at the fundamentals and think about offering out on that one. And I've missed Hercules, so let's go back to your Hercules. I've actually got to go out very soon, so I can't hang on too long. Ooh, yes, quite a gappy stock. It's very thinly traded. Is this a small miner? Decent move. Construction, right. Okay. Well, if you can pick a spot, if you get in at 47, 48 and keep your stop, I wouldn't hang around as a gap down there at 41, 41 and a half. Bit of a glaring gap as well. I have to say, it's not pretty. Not pretty from the point of view, we've got very short bars and a gap. So I would be, I've obviously looked at this recently because it's a recent fib on it. But the glaring thing, the thing that stands out for me is that gap. You're in at 40, it's an AIM stock and you're in at 40, you're in at 45, okay. You must have been in it for a while then. I've not seen 45 since early December, second week of, okay, good. And Morgan MGNS. Morgan Stanley, Morgan Sindall, here we go. Yeah, and this is another bank, isn't it? You've been in it since July, right? Okay. Well, we've just popped our head above this October resistance. So if we, assuming 50 gets bought and we close above, open and close above 50, then we look as if we're going to see 53, 57. So it plunged in March 25. March 25 we're down there at 28. Okay. Let's just clear this off a second. Yeah, all-time high, yeah. Well, it's a breakout. It looks good. Volume appears to be picky, so we're coming up on volume. Made a new all-time high. As long as we don't close underneath 50 again, it looks good. Hang on a second. Just a quick flick around before I go. This is talked about this one off and on all last year. So that's made a new all-time high today. Polar, very good dividend stock. If that's an area that you like to look at and have some of. I bought Tate & Lyle, just pretty pathetic. Took a slice out of it and then dumped it and ignored it. Sabre. Tell you what, just thought of a stock I need to show you. Sabre is doing okay. If anytime soon we get above 130 on this, I think we'll see 150 plus pretty quick. So let's look. If you look at telecoms, BT and Vodafone. BT went ex divvy back at the last couple of days of the year, and is picking up nicely. So we look as if we can go see £2 again. And Vodafone has got some issues, but it's doing very well in Germany apparently. It's been it's had a bit of a shakeout. Wow, that's good. Yeah, look how it hugs this 50-day average. Since May last year, we've only been under the 50-day average a couple of times, and now we're running away from it. Where do I think Vodafone is going to go? I think next stop is 118. RSI is getting extended, but that's doing very well. Right, I need to shoot. Very grateful for your input and your ideas. Anything else that I really want to look at before we go? Man Group. I'm liking Man Group. AAF. Airtel again. This is it you or am I? Or I think was it you that talked about this ages ago? I know, mate. I think mate of mine was in this. Ooh, yeah, that's a nasty bar. I think that will come and see 298. Is that an earnings bar or something? I can't help thinking that's going to see 298, 297, 298 before that does an about turn. What do you think? I mean, it's just this £3 is a huge support, but I just wonder if that needs another little shunt down before that's ready. Oh, AAF is telecoms. This is. Oh, right. I'm thinking of a different company. I thought this was an aeroplane rental company. I must be thinking of a different company then. This is Airtel. Oh, Airtel Africa. Right. Okay. Maybe I'm confusing it with another company. Right. Well, like I said, 295. I think that might well just dip a little bit more. Big bars like that always sort of just make me pause for thought before I get in them. Let me just make a note of that. Brilliant, thanks a lot. Yeah, let's keep the dialogue going, because there's a lot going on, a lot of noise in the US, of course, and a lot to do. Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.